Nightbeat starts right now.
Coming together to denounce hate. Tonight, why some in the San Antonio Jewish community say the traditional night of broken glass is as important now as it's ever been. It's a never-ending challenge keeping trash off our streets. Tonight, how the city is helping to give people a license to clean. And the unique but unapproved way this restaurant was propping up one of their refrigerators and the other violations health inspectors found behind their kitchen door.
Another round of rain moving through town. This is good to see. More opportunities in the days ahead. Actually, just increased our rain chances for tomorrow. We'll talk about all that, when it arrives, how much we could get, and our cooler temperatures in just a bit.
Thank you, Adam. Right now, let's go live to the AT&T Center Parkway near I-35, where you can see a large first responder presence. At one time, there were 15 different units that were on the scene. It remains a very fluid situation. We're still working to get you more details, but can you make out that vehicle down there? What we know right now is the call came out for a vehicle extraction just after 9 p.m. Usually that means somebody is trapped inside a car. Now, we don't know if that was the case for sure. We don't know if anyone was hurt. We're going to be keeping an eye on this situation. This is what it looked like just moments ago. We will give you updates both online and on air during this newscast. And as soon as we know more, you'll know more. For many, it was 85 years ago tonight that marked the beginning of the Holocaust in Europe. And as the Night Team's Patty Santos reports, tonight's remembrance ceremony seems to mean a little bit more this year.
And remain committed to a society without hate, without bigotry.
Tonight is more important than probably previous years because when we say never again is happening right now.
The light shown by survivors.
Remembering the night of broken glass has more meaning for Hannah Kramer as she thinks about her family in Israel.
It feels like we're lighting a candle for something that's starting to happen again.
People from across San Antonio gathered Thursday night to look back at what happened 85 years ago. The Night of Broken Glass is a moment to remember when the Nazi regime coordinated a wave of anti-Semitic violence on November 9, 1938.
Those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it.
Nami Ikalov, president and CEO of the Jewish Federation of San Antonio, says it's a moment to look at the present and future, to ask, what are we all doing to stand against hate?
It's not just the Jews. We see it through the lens of the Jewish community, but there is a tremendous amount of hate in the world.
Tonight's ceremony also honors the righteous who bravely risked their lives against hate.
Now that you know, what will you do?
Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
Now that you know, what will you do? Well, as the war between Israel and Hamas continues, that KSAT Explains team has taken a look at the thousands of years of history and the key conflicts along the way involving Israel, Gaza, and the surrounding areas. You can watch the full episode right now on KSAT Plus, KSAT.com, and our KSAT YouTube page. Floresville's police chief is out tonight. After a months-long investigation, the city council voted to fire Chief Joe Herrera last night. They made a decision after a nearly hour-long discussion in executive session. According to the meeting's agenda, the discussion was related to an investigation tied to a lawsuit filed by a former Floresville police officer, saying he was fired out of retaliation. The city manager says the chief had 13 infractions against him, including intoxication. The chief's wife made her feelings known as well, specifically about Floresville city manager Andy Jocelyn.
So you should be the person who should be no longer the city manager for failure to supervise and do your job. Because there's not one write-up, but you have the nerve to come up here and recommend termination. You should recommend termination for yourself. And that's what y'all should do as the council. You have a person here who is his supervisor, did not do his job.
Quick correction, the chief's name is Lorenzo Herrera, and records show Chief Herrera had been with the Floresville Police Department since 1993, served as its police chief for the last 12 years. To a developing story, questions tonight after an envelope containing a white powder that was sent to the office of Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton. As a result, 2 floors of this Austin building were evacuated. 3 employees at the office were taken to the hospital as a precaution. All of those employees were not showing signs of illness. All tests on that powder did come back negative for what Austin fire officials were calling, quote, dangerous substances. The FBI says it will be taking over any further testing. Another dog attack that could have been deadly. A pair of dogs shot and killed by a man who witnessed those dogs brutally attacking a neighbor on the city's west side. It happened last night on South San Gabriel Avenue near the corner of West Commerce. Rene Gutierrez inside his home when he heard screaming outside. That's when he saw the incident unfold.
My neighbor was right there on top of the dog trying to get him off. Then there was another dog that came behind him. I told my neighbor, watch out, dude. There's another dog. And then I just heard gunshots.
Now, due to the graphic nature of this video, we are blurring the cell phone video that shows the aftermath. Right now, it's believed the dogs got loose through a hole in their owner's fence. Our crews tried to talk to the owner of the two dogs involved in this latest attack, but no one was home when we knocked on the door. This is just the latest in a string of high-profile dog attacks that started with the death of Ramon Najera in February. So what can you do if you're attacked? Well, shortly after that horrendous dog attack on Mr. Najera, we spoke with a dog trainer about ways you can protect yourself if you're ever attacked by a dog. One of the most important things to remember, according to this trainer, do not run away or turn your back to that dog. Right now on KSAT.com, you can find this story that breaks down what to do if you find yourself in a dangerous situation across from an attacking dog. The topic of schools closing becoming more and more common amongst local school districts, and it's because of low student enrollment and lack of funding. Edgewood ISD, one of those districts having those shutdown discussions. On Tuesday, the district's Finance and Facilities Committee proposed closing Winston Intermediate School of Excellence and Wren Middle School next school year. Not everyone is on board with the idea of schools closing.
It makes me angry and frustrated that they're doing this to our kids. I mean, I get that it's money, but at the end of the day, you're hurting kids.
Edgewood Superintendent Dr. Eduardo Hernandez insists there will be help and options for parents and students who would need help in the transition to a new school should those campuses close. The Edgewood ISD board will make its final decision on Tuesday. After 8 months of waiting, neighbors in Westwood Square say one of their concerns is finally being heard. Last month, we took you to Westwood Square as part of our Know My Neighborhood project. One of those issues neighbors there are dealing with is speeding on Castroville Road. There aren't a lot of lights and the speed limit is 35 miles per hour, but oftentimes drivers go way over that. Since our broadcast from Westwood Square, San Antonio police have tried to add speed trailers. Here you see one of them to try and help remind people to slow down.
We're not necessarily trapping people. It's more for the public to see that we're trying, and hearing their concerns and voices.
I really think KSAT 12, because they did a fantastic job in doing that. We wouldn't have gotten the small steps that we've gotten so far if it weren't because of that.
By the way, next week, Know My Neighborhood goes to Alamo Ranch. KSAT plans to feature more neighborhoods in the coming months. We want to hear from you. If you'd like to submit your neighborhood, email me at spriester@ksat.com. A Westside Mexican food restaurant forced to temporarily shut down by the health department last month to deal with a roach infestation. The owner told the Night Team's Tim Gerber they have made some changes to keep things clean behind their kitchen door.
Campos Los Dos Hermanos, located in the 7200 block of West Military Drive, got a 75 on their October health inspection, a passing score, but they were still forced to shut down due to a roach infestation. The inspector pulling their license after seeing multiple live roaches throughout the kitchen. A manager was caught grabbing a dead roach. That person wasn't wearing gloves and then went on to work in the kitchen without washing their hands. In fact, the inspector noted not a single worker washed their hands during the hour-and-a-half inspection. There were also plenty of flies in the kitchen. A wood table needed to be cleaned, fumigated, or removed to eradicate all of the pest contaminants. The business told to hire pest control services and do a thorough cleaning before being allowed to reopen.
I'm Tim Gerber with KSAT 12 News. I do Behind the Kitchen Door.
I dropped by this week.
I wanted to see if I could ask some questions about your guys' recent inspections.
That long time ago.
It was last month.
Owner Sergio Campos said they were only closed for 3 days. He blamed the pest problem on his former pest control company.
We fired the pest control we used to have. He used to come twice a month.
Okay.
He didn't do the job.
Okay.
So we got new pest control is working pretty good.
He's hoping customers give them another chance. La Isla Maria's in the 10,000 block of Perrin Bidal got a 73 on their October inspection. They had several dead pests floating in a container of water. The ice machine exterior was not in good condition, and they were using a food can to hold up a refrigerator in place of a broken leg. They had to remove slices of pie for sale that were made at the manager's home. 7 of the violations were repeats. They were able to correct 11 violations during the inspection. They were given 10 days to prepare for a re-inspection. This taqueria, located in the 3700 block of Pleasanton Road, earned a 78, a 9-point drop-off from their previous inspection. They had eggs sitting out that temped at 80 degrees, well above the required 41 or below. They weren't storing meat properly. Workers were touching food with bare hands. The inspector found a paint can stored next to an open bag of flour. They also needed to update their permit. A re-inspection was ordered. For Behind the Kitchen Door, Tim Gerber, KSAT 12 News.
Picking up trash off our streets, a task that's easier said than done. How the city is pushing for a cleaner place to live. As our city expands, keeping our streets clear of trash an ongoing challenge. San Antonio's Solid Waste Management Department hit a milestone with one of its apprentice programs. And as the night team's Avery Everett shows us, a push for more people to get commercial driver's licenses or CDLs could help clean up the city.
A hands-on skill that to some may seem complicated.
You can whip it just like you drive a regular car.
But for 20-year-old Taylor Lang, driving a trash collection truck like this one for the city of San Antonio feels like second nature.
When you get in the groove of things and you're just picking them up and down and doing it maybe 1,200 times in a day.
Lang is among more than 100 people who have completed the city's commercial driver's license apprenticeship program.
Yes.
A graduate, now turned employee. Lang drives a side load truck 4 days a week to help with city trash collection.
Yes, one exactly like this.
A program in place for 5 years, now hitting a new milestone with the ultimate goal of supplying the city's staffing.
It's easier for us to fill in those vacancies and bring in a new generation of drivers for the solid waste department.
It's run by 2 San Antonio city departments, Human Resources and Solid Waste Management, helping with workforce numbers and helping to ease the burden of trash collection too.
Trash collection across the city is a tall ask. There are multiple locations for bulky item pickups like this one here on Frio City Road, but there are multiple other locations where people are dumping trash illegally. To help with this, in the new budget, the city allocated $500,000 to help with equipment costs, but they still need the staffing at the department to get the job done.
We have to keep up with the growth throughout the city.
To operate certain vehicles with the city, like those trash trucks, drivers need a commercial license. Of the 102 people who have completed this program, 76 have been hired by Solid Waste. A milestone met, but more work still to be done.
San Antonio is growing, and it's not going to stop.
With 5 months under her belt,
I hear thank you all the time.
Lang says she's not looking back, unless, of course, it's in the rear view mirror. Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
How about some more trash talk now? The city is currently hiring for the CDL Driver Apprentice Program. If you're interested, pay starts at $18 an hour. If you'd like to apply, we have added a link to the application to this story on KSAT.com. All right, we've been noticing the changes all day long. I'm about ready for the humidity to be gone.
The humidity is slowly slipping away.
Okay, good.
But it will have enough moisture in the air to keep creating rainfall. And it's nice to see this batch of rain moving in as we speak. And you see the vast majority of it in and around Bexar County and surrounding communities. Let's start off to the north. Some light and moderate rain, particularly from Bernie to Bulverde. This is all headed to the northeast. Canyon Lake, you're going to have this shower momentarily. This nice moderate shower. Enough to be able to hear it dripping off the roof or pitter-pattering on the roof. That's the nice thing, whereas most of today, it was way too light. Bernie, a moderate shower as well. That's indicated by this yellow color. And then let's head down to Medina Lake Reservoir. Not enough to really impact the water level, but it's good to see this soaking rainfall. And that's the key. It has been soaking rain. light, gentle, soaking rain. And I think it's really going to prime our ground for what's to come with our next good rain opportunity as we progress into the weekend and even next week. All of this just scattered across our area, moving off to the northeast at 25 miles per hour, coming and going. And it breaks up. It changes in intensity a little bit as it moves from the southwest to the northeast. But so far, our best accumulations have really been where we need it the most, and that's just west of downtown, and especially northwestern Bexar County over toward Medina Lake, Bandera County, where we have these greens. That indicates at least a ½ inch of rainfall estimated by the Doppler radar. And you see anywhere from about a ½ inch to an inch estimated there. Elsewhere across the city, not nearly as much in terms of overall accumulations. Then you go east of town, and unfortunately, from Seguin to Gonzales down toward Floresville, Poth, Kennedy, a swath of pretty much nothing. But I do think that's going to be changing. Let's go to our futurecast. And I talked earlier about how I actually increased the rain chances a little bit for tomorrow. That's for tomorrow afternoon. We'll have more of this activity coming and going tonight. Tomorrow for the morning commute, I think we'll have some wet roadways and dampness around, but not much for real rain. Once we get into the afternoon, we'll start to see some of those spotty showers popping up on the radar screen. Coming and going, generally light in nature. I know the football games this evening had the light rain and the cooler temperatures. We're going to have similar conditions again tomorrow. It's just not going to be quite as widespread. 20% chance at 7 a.m. By noon, we're at 30%, and then we bumped it up to 40%. So scattered in nature, widely separated into the afternoon all the way through tomorrow night, and that north wind at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's the big picture, and this is important because look at the state getting some good soaking rain today. Accumulations haven't been all significant, but it's good soaking light rain, just what we need. This disturbance helping us out along with the cold front. That disturbance over the Four Corners, that's going to move to the north and dissipate, but it's going to be replaced by another one. And this one I think is going to just line up nicely to throw some energy our way and help out with turning that moisture into some rainfall. So some insignificant rain on Saturday. Let's go back to tomorrow, 40% afternoon, evening. Saturday, 20%. Sunday, later in the day, up to 40% again. Then we boost it to 60% on Monday. We're liking those rain chances, a little more clarity and certainty with that event. Actually, between tomorrow morning at sunrise and Tuesday, we could easily pick up another inch to 2 inches in some parts of our area. So cross your fingers for your neighborhood. Of course, it just depends on luck of the draw. Really quick temperatures, 62, dew point of 59. That's dropping. 53 in Kerrville, 50 in Rock Springs. The cold front right along the Gulf Coast right now. We've got some 40s off to the north of us and even 20s and 30s up the plains. But we're not going to get that cool. Actually, we'll be in the 50s most of the day tomorrow, briefly hitting 60. Saturday, Sunday, briefly in the lower 60s, but generally speaking, we'll be in the 50s most of those days with those morning temperatures in the 50s. And then once the sun comes back out by Wednesday, it's back to 70 degrees, but not too humid, Steve.
All right, I like that. And still rainy. That works. All right, high school playoffs underway, and what a matchup tonight. Yeah. The Knights and the Broncos.
Yeah, Steele and Brandeis. And I'll tell you what, despite the wind and the rain, we still saw quite a few passes tonight and completions at that. Coming up, we got a handful of highlights for you, including number 1 Steele facing Brandeis in the opening round. Plus, Team Tennis is coming to the Freeman, and some there, well, they're hoping to meet Wimby coming up. First round of the high school football playoffs kicked off tonight with the Brandeis Broncos facing the number 1 ranked Steele Knights in a Class 6A D2 by district contest. First quarter, Steele quarterback Chad Warner goes over the top in the rain, and he finds Jalen Cooper for a 40-yard gain into Broncos territory. That led to a 3-yard touchdown run by Jonathan Hatton to make it 7-0 Steele. Later in the quarter, the handoff goes to Hatton. He breaks off a 14-yard scoring run. The Knights led 14-zip, and Steele advances 42-14. Over at Ferris Stadium, the undefeated Harlan Hawks were hosting Eagle Pass, and this bird fight went to the air as Andres Garcia throws into the wind, and Jose Hernandez comes down with it and takes it to the house for a huge 75-yard touchdown. Wow. But Harlan answers back by giving it to Tavion Ford, and Mr. Ford puts pedal to the metal, and he takes off for a 63-yard touchdown run as Harlan stays undefeated, winning a close one, 27-20 in the by-district round. Let's go to Comalander Stadium for a Class 3A D1 by-district matchup between the Lytle Pirates and the Blanco Panthers. First quarter, Panthers quarterback Cameron Anderson fakes the handoff, keeps it himself for a 15-yard touchdown, and Blanco strikes first 7-0 on a wet night under the lights. Later in the frame, Cameron Anderson scores again via another 15-yard touchdown run, and number 8 Blanco is moving on 47-0. The Marion Bulldogs are looking to knock off the undefeated Jordanton Indians at Rutledge Stadium, a Class 3A D1 playoff game. Second quarter, Bulldogs quarterback Bo Stahl gets the ball, takes off. Garrett Mann opens a huge hole with a key block, and Bo knows the end zone 15 yards, and this game is tied at 7 in the second quarter. Third frame, same score. Indians quarterback Matthew Hicks scores from 2 yards out. Jordanton leads at 14-7, and your final from Rutledge, Jordanton wins at 35-14. All right, we end our highlights tonight with the Cole football Cougars facing number 3 Hondo Owls at Hero Stadium. Third quarter, Owls ball with the lead. Dayton Rodriguez takes a handoff. He runs it to the line, bounces slightly to his left, finds a hole, hits the second level, and this Owl can fly. He's going the distance, 78-yard touchdown run to make it 28-16. Hondo, let's go to the BGC scoreboard now for this final and more. So you have Hondo winning 35-30. Davenport is moving on 62-14 over Fredericksburg. Bernie beat Taylor by a final of 42-28. And some other scores, you have Wimberley winning 68-0. Randolph winning 49-0. Falls City winning in a shutout 35-0 as well. And in one more score, you have Sabinal beating Bruni by a final of 40-8. 7-time Grand Slam singles champion Venus Williams and 4-time major champion Kim Clijsters are just a couple of internationally renowned tennis players featured in the San Antonio International Team Tennis Championships set to take over the Freeman Coliseum this weekend. KSAT 12 Sports' Mary Rominger has more.
Beginning tomorrow, Freeman Coliseum will be the spot to witness some of the top stars at the highest level of professional tennis compete against each other in San Antonio. And it'll all be done with one goal in mind.
The players all have resumes. They're going to put everybody in the Hall of Fame. But the resume that these players were hand-selected because of the resumes as human beings.
The 3-day tournament will be a mix of pros, college players, and juniors. And the proceeds will benefit a few nonprofit organizations close to home. In addition to the competition, 3-time U.S. Open champion Kim Clijsters is hoping for a run-in with Spurs rookie Victor Wembanyama.
I have 3 kids now. They're all playing basketball. My husband is a basketball coach, so they're more excited about the basketball being next door. My daughter was like, Mom, if you see him, you need to get a video.
Well, the word is Wembanyama is expected to make an appearance. From Freeman Coliseum, Mary Rominger, KSAT 12 Sports.
Thank you, Mary. The young Spurs are learning after the break.
We did have a rough start collectively, and but we're young, the youngest team in the league, so we're learning.
Wemby and the Spurs missed their first 5 shots last night, while the Knicks scored the game's first 13 points that helped them cruise past the Spurs 126-105 at Madison Square Garden. So the Spurs this season are now 0-3 versus the Eastern Conference. Wow. So the Spurs will now host the Minnesota Timberwolves tomorrow night at 7 at the Frostbank Center, an NBA in-season tournament group play contest. Luckily for them, they're not playing an Eastern Conference team.
No. Did they change? It's a different court, right? Don't they change the court?
Yeah, they have a new layout for it, and a lot of fans, Spurs fans, are not really hip on this new court scheme.
All right.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Thanks, Larry. We'll be right back.
I like what I see here on the radar, especially on the northwest side of Bexar County, moving into the far north side around 1604. This yellow, orange, and even somewhat red area, that's some moderate to somewhat heavy rainfall that's moving in. You could get a quick ½ to inch just out of this batch alone as it heads off to the east toward Stone Oak, Bulverde, and Comal County.
Love that rain. Thanks, Adam. See you tomorrow.